E.N.D here from the archives Ixalan, another box from my archives related to Ixalan. Last time we saw how we found that nice Carnage Tyrant, the best and most expensive mythic card during that time. Nowadays the price went quite down, but during that time Carnage Tyrant was the best mythic card that you can find in these boxes. As I said, nowadays things are different. The most expensive card is Growing Rise of Itmalok, which is around, I think, around $30. Search for Ascanta, another very good card, and then there was that cycle of Elite Color Check Lands. Let's start and opening this box. The seal is gone. When I opened this box, this set was still in standard. This was at release. My cost was around $95. Normal price for a booster box for a standard set in Magic the Gathering. During that time there were no draft booster boxes, only normal booster box, no set and no collector booster boxes, only one booster box. Let's open this box. First pack, Marvin, Dusk Apostle, not a very good rare card. These particular videos are called from my archive because during that time I filmed these box opening but never released them, and as you can see the quality of the video and the lighting is not that much perfect quality, at least when you compare them to today. Captive Crew, Foil Island. The lighting and the filming and the video, they are not really top-notch quality. I try to give you much better quality, but it's nice to see one of these boxes being opened nowadays. Primal Amulet, this is a very good card. It's quite expensive. I think it's around $6 to $7 nowadays. There's a common foil card. I'm saying nowadays Ixalan boxes are becoming quite expensive. I think it's around $140 to $150 if I'm not mistaken. And probably they will continue to go up in price because during that time Magic the Gathering was really strange in my opinion. It was the time of the lottery cards, Drowsing Dagger, one of those flip cards. I really like those particular flip cards. I was saying that was the time of the lottery cards. Battlefold Zendikar, Kaladesh, Amonkhet had the expeditions, inventions, invocations, and Ixalan didn't have anything, just the lore. Let's see what we have in this pack. Hostage Taker, that was a very good rare card. It was really being played in standard, and there's a nice Traumatic Compass in foil. These foil cards, I must admit, these foil cards, they were very beautiful cards. They were flip cards, so you can transform them, and in foil you have the back and the front in foil, and they were very beautiful cards. Value wise, not really very expensive. At least Traumatic Compass, I think it's around $10 if I'm not mistaken, but still they are very beautiful cards. And remember that during that time the drop rate of foil was quite low, at least compared to today's standards. Only one rare in every box. Nowadays I think the standard is two rares or mythic in every box. Foil and common and uncommon you find a lot, and really and truly with the collector boost Arcane Adaption. Thanks to Kaldheim, that particular card went up in price. I was saying that foil cards with the collector booster boxes, at least the common and uncommon. First mythic cards, Boneyard Pearly, not a very expensive card, even during the day and even today. I think it's a really bulk mythic card, not more than $1. I think if you're lucky, if you can sell it for $1, that particular card. With the collector booster box, common and uncommon foil cards really and truly don't have any value at all. Ripjaw Raptor, another very good card, especially in standard during that time. Standard during that time it was Carnage Tyrant, Search for Ascanta. I think it was a very good card, one of the most played cards from Ixalan in standard during that time. We're saying during that time, nowadays things are different. Regisaurus Alpha, Search for Ascanta, that was a rare card. I think it reached a price between $15 to $18, and that means that a rare card was quite played in standard. When a rare not mythic reaches that price range, it means that it's being played and it's quite powerful. And tournaments were won thanks to Search for Ascanta. The cycle of lands, the Allied Color Check lands, quite popular even during that day. Fell Flagship, Dinosaur Stampede, not a very good foil uncommon. Something else, Opt was reprinted in this set. It was the first reprint of Opt from Invasion. There's Vraskar Relic Seeker, the second mythic, one of the planeswalkers in this set. It was quite a good card. 6-drop, okay, 6-drop for planeswalker, quite high. I don't think it was quite popular in Standard during that time. I don't remember. Dramatic Compass flips the land. These particular flip cards, like Dramatic Compass, they flipped in a particular card that the mechanically of that particular card was very similar to Reserve List. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Drowsy Decker, it could be flipped to a card that was really very near to a Black Lotus. And Growth Light of Itmalok. That particular card, if it flips, it was very, very similar to a Gaia's Credit. Rune Rider with the raid mechanic. I was saying that when Ixalan when Ixalan was released, we're talking September 2017, there's Glacier Fortress, one of those cycle allied color checklands. When Ixalan was released, it was a very strange period for Magic the Gathering. We had Battle for Zendikar, we had the Kaladesh, we had Amonkhet. All of them had these lottery cards. They had full art lands, but then Ixalan had nothing. It didn't have any full art lands, it didn't have any lottery cards. Direfleet Revenger, another third mythic, I think it's the third mythic card, not one of the expensive cards. Ixalan had nothing, just nothing. No full art lands, no lottery cards, just mythic and rares. And that's why during that time, Legion's Landing, during that time, Ixalan wasn't that much popular. Even the second block of Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, wasn't that much popular. And that means a lot. That means that most probably the print run of this particular set is quite low if you compare it to other sets. I'm sure it's lower than Battle for Zendikar, lower than Kaladesh, and lower than Amonkhet. I'm sure about it, especially Rivals of Ixalan. And that explains why certain cards in this set, they are becoming quite expensive. Obviously, if they are reprinted, they will go down in price, but that is the reason why we see certain cards in this set, Ixalan and even Rivals of Ixalan, they are becoming quite expensive. We're talking about $20 to $25, $30. And in foil, they are much more and more expensive. Let's continue opening this box. Let's see what we can find. For the time being, it's not really a very good box. Very, very poor. Even during that time, it was a very, very poor box. Unclaimed Territory. Sword Point Diplomacy. Value-wise, I think there's really... Vraska, I think it was around $8 to $10. Wasn't expensive. The other two mythic cards, there weren't any value at all. I think $3 to $4. Goring Ceratops, 7-drop, not expensive at all. Even in the rare slot, the most expensive, I think it was Ripjaw Raptor and Hostage Taker. Hostage Taker had a value of around $15 also, because it was a very, very powerful card. Let's see what we have here. One of the lands. So I like check lands. Dragon Skull Summit. So overall, I think during that time it was a poor box, and still today, today's standards, it's still a poor box. There's another bulk rare, Sanguine Sacrament. The thing about this set were the vampires and the merfrogs and the dinosaurs. So if you wanted to build, let's say, a deck, a tribal deck, there's a nice rare foil. I don't think it was expensive, but it's a nice rare foil. If you want to build a tribal deck with merfolks, with vampires, with dinosaurs and humans, human warriors. This was the set for you. Dramatic map. Treasure map, Treasure map. This was the set for you. Merfolks, vampires. And that's why Ixalan Drivers of Ixalan became fauna. There's finally a nice mythic legendary creature. When I say mythic legendary creature, I'm referring a commander creature. And nowadays these sets, we know that these sets they target more commander than standard or other formats. Settle the Wreckage. There's the card. Settle the Wreckage. During that time, it was around $6 to $8, if I'm not mistaken. Settle the Wreckage. I think one of the best cards, apart from Search for Skanta, and one of the most played during that time in Standard. And even today, I think it's still played in other formats like Pioneer and Historic. Settle the Wreckage. If your opponent swings with everything, play Settle the Wreckage. Exile, not destroy, exile all attacking creatures, and your opponent will replace them with, if he or she wants, with a basic lens. So you can imagine how powerful that card is, and that's why this video is called The Day I Settled the Wreckage. A lot of players played that card, especially mono white decks, played that particular card, Settle the Wreckage, and some of those players really bluffed into having that card in hand. Just keep those 2 and 2 white untapped, and your opponent, Rampaging Feridome, another very good card, and your opponent will dare to swing with everything. Some games, some tournaments were won just bluffing of having that card in hand, because let's say you are at 6, your opponent has, your opponent has, let's say, an army of 5 creatures, 5 to 2 creatures. If he swings with everything, the game is over. But you will settle the wreckage, remove all his creatures, and then you can swing for the win. You can imagine how powerful that card was. I hope you enjoyed this box opening. I hope you enjoyed seeing these cards being opened from an Ixalan box, quite old. Subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.